Alex, thanks for stopping by to speak to us. Tell us a little bit about your role as a managing partner, head of social and faith.
I know, it's quite a mouthful, isn't it?
What does a day-to-day kind of feel like to you?
Well, no 2 days are ever the same. Working in social media and AI, things move very quickly. But I mean, my day is filled with loads of different conversations and debates around AI and where we should and shouldn't use it within advertising and production and media. We talk about all sorts, what's coming, the latest things that happen in the news. I mean, it literally no day is the same. I went on holiday for 2 weeks, came back and everything had changed. So no 2 days is the same, and it's very interesting. And I think keeping on top of what is going on is very important, but then using that knowledge best for brands and clients is important too.
And I think, in this industry, it used to be social that disrupted because it was changing at the rate of social.
Oh, yeah.
Now we have AI. How fast is that in comparison to social?
It's like 10 times faster. So I feel like I'm conditioned to work fast, but even now I'm like, oh my God, this is really, really fast. So, but I think, again, you can kind of get swept up in the kind of pace, but taking a moment, and that's what we do a lot in Faith, is going, hang on, what is good and what is not good at the moment, and is this worth pursuing this AI tool that's come out, or this piece of technology? Is that actually worth pursuing for a brand right now, or should we take a moment, pause, think what are the uses, and maybe come back to it in 6 months? So we do quite a lot of that in Faith. We even this week we are kind of reviving a test and an idea that we had for O2 a year ago. It wasn't right then because the technology wasn't good enough, but now we've actually maybe now is the time to do it. So we do a lot of that in the hustle and bustle of the craziness.
So it feels like consumers have to catch up to where you want them to be as well a lot of the time.
There is that lag between what's happening, the understanding in the marketing industry, and then also the understanding in the kind of consumer world, and there is always going to be that lag. So I wouldn't get too worried that everyone feels like they're like missing everything all the time. It's time to catch up.
Now, just reflecting on some of the panel discussions, there are some of your peers talking about these super agents for creativity. What I'd love to ask you a little bit more about is, as we lean more increasingly into automation in the creative workflows and media decisions, what do you think in terms of trust brings the most risk today? Is it the message itself? Is it the media environment, or is it the systems behind the scenes?
Very good question. So I think full automation, absolute no-no. That is just a recipe for disaster for any brand. I think you can automate at certain points that probably the consumer won't care about. I mean, the infinite little mini kind of buying of media behind the scenes, I don't think any consumer will mind where you're spending your money or not, and in what pace. I think where they will mind is when you try and pass off, say, real people with AI. I think that is a line that most brands probably won't go near anytime soon. I think, but then like in a kind of positive way, if you've got a brand, say, that has a brand character, that's a really great use of AI, and it will save, the brand a lot of money rather than using something like CGI. And also consumers will see those lovely characters like the meerkats more and more and more, because they've kind of built up trust with those characters over time. So a brand being able to put more characters out into the world and more stories is a positive thing, and where the trust, I think, will be built.
Love that. I think, who isn't a fan of the meerkats? You still can't get hold of them. You still can't even get hold of them.
I know.
Right, so let's look a little bit ahead. We're talking, next 12 and 24 months, and those are still very unpredictable. But let's think about the practicality. So what are the signals CMOs and agency leaders need to watch out for them to understand whether AI is actually strengthening trust or eroding trust within their audiences?
I think if CMOs find themselves in 12 months time with a fully automated, just pumping out branded AI slop into the world, then they need to go, whoa, what are we actually doing here? And stop, because I think that's when just AI has just gone too crazy. I think using AI for what it's really good for and how it can help in the process is brilliant, but the kind of letting the guardrails off completely is a no-go. So if you find yourself in that situation in 12 months, maybe just have a word with yourself. I think everyone is way too obsessed with efficiency. That is good. Obviously, saving time and money is always good. But if that's the only driver, as opposed to what AI and creativity could be, then I don't think that's a great place to be in from a marketing perspective. I think we've completely just like scratched the surface of the creative potential of the tools, and we need to focus more on like, what is the idea and is AI the best medium to bring that to life?
Are you bringing more of the humanized power and communities through creators to also maintain that trust in your campaigns?
Yeah, I mean, that's a whole other section of chat. Obviously, the reason why the creator economy became absolutely massive is because people trust people, and it's kind of obvious. But when you're a brand, you're like a nebulous being made up of thousands of people, and there isn't one clear voice often. So I think that's what brands struggle with. Whereas creators have a very clear voice, and they, speak to their audience one-to-one. So I think when we get into this like murky, icky world of virtual influencers and that side of things, you're like, am I going to really trust them? I don't know. So that bit, I'm a bit like, no, that doesn't feel right.
And the way that you can see holistically across your agency, do you now see that the business is going to transform into the rise of these individual IPs? Like we believe that Mr. Beast's IPO is imminent. He's not going to be the only one. Does an agency like VCCP also have responsibility to nurture and develop these IPs?
Absolutely. I mean, well, brands own their IP, we don't, but developing things that are consistent, recognizable, people love, come back to time and time again, that's, nothing new really in the whole advertising game. Again, I've got the meerkats over my shoulder. They're 15 years old now, but that's an IP that they've developed over time that people have really grown to love. And so I think it's quite hard for marketers at the moment that they're focused on short-term, quick, change everything, try something new all the time, and they forget about the long-term building. And when I say long-term, I mean a couple of years probably. I don't mean like 10, 15 years, because no one can think that far ahead. Best of days. So I think, that kind of ownable IP and what brand stands for, brand consistency, that's something as old as time that we need to stick to. So yes.
Awesome. Thank you so much for stopping by, Alex, and congratulations again on your lines that you won last year.
Thanks so much.
Pleasure.